Okay, Stuffed Dreams Are Made of fans, we're still doing our Henson deep dive. We're here at Julien's Auctions with Roy Parker Saladino. Look at me, I'm really getting good at this. But I can't remember your title.
Pop culture specialist.
Pop culture specialist, and we're talking all about the Henson 70th anniversary sale, November 25th in Los Angeles, California. Go to juliensauctions.com, download a catalog, check out the auction, set up yourself to bid. In this auction, and a big certainly piece of the recent history of the Henson Company, is the return to the world of the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance, which I think ran on Netflix? Ran on Netflix. And so within the auction is basically a Dark Crystal Age of Resistance auction within the auction. And it's really here that you get to see the creature shop just shining, because you're talking about state-of-the-art puppetry, animatronics, creatures, whatnot, just everything the Henson Company does just incredibly well. And then one thing of which I have looked at the catalog, I have looked at the stuff online, I feel like you need a human being next. This is the crystal.
It's the crystal.
This is the crystal.
Yeah.
It's effing huge.
Yeah, it's gigantic. Life size. It's the production crystal from the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance that you are seeing in the crystal chamber as all the Skeksis are draining,
draining
power
their
from.
evil.
And then when it goes down into the scientist's lair and tilts, it has the hooks on the back so you can see where it tilts.
In my mind, I was gonna be like, "Here's the crystal," like in my hand, but no, it's right there.
It comes with a big stand.
Big stand. I love how you kind of have the under lighting on it, which kind of gives it that kind of otherworldly glow. Yeah. I don't see how you don't, if you buy a couple of these puppets, I don't know how you don't buy this for the display, but we can talk about that. So we've got just these wonderful full figure puppet, the Gelflings and whatnot from everything. We pulled out a couple of pieces just to kind of show off. And I want to start with the Skeksis. Yeah. This is the Chamberlain.
Yes.
He's a character from the original as
movie.
well.
It's like the main villain.
Yes,
yeah.
And these are fully animatronic heads, basically.
Yes.
Again, mounted on one of the creature shop stands. Just gorgeous. You can see kind of, this is where the wiring goes, basically to control it.
The wiring is still all down here. You can pull this up and look at all of that.
Oh, look at that.
There's all those servos. There's the name right there, so you know it's the Chamberlain. That's all real production animatronics right there.
And basically, not every part, but his eyes, his face, his mouth, all of this sort of wired in there. Do you think someone could get this working again?
Oh, probably. If you're smart enough, you could do it. Yeah, why not?
I think the right person with the right tools could get this moving in a really wonderful way. This is just an incredible piece of technology, as well as a really just cool piece from the movie, Skeksis, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Now, we're going to now jump over to one of the Gelflings.
This is one of the podlings.
Oh, this is a podling. Yeah, I apologize to the podling.
No, all good.
I don't know my Dark Crystal. You know what? I don't see Dark Crystal races.
Wow, you're so much better than all of us,
No, I
Dave.
am really enlightened when it comes to Dark Crystal races. Very cool, just beautiful full figure puppet.
Yeah.
With a nice little extra, if you will, again, on the stand, creature stand. But check out this this control down at the bottom.
There's the plunger that comes with, and her eyes, now she's still fragile, but because she's foam latex, but the eyes still have a little bit of blinking operation to them. Yeah. So very gently, she can kind of come to life. One of the few operational puppets in the sale. It's amazing.
That is really sort of special. Yeah. And then speaking of also operational, one of the things that I have loved throughout this auction in the different pieces, this is true about the Fraggle world, but also the Dark Crystal world, are some of these smaller, perhaps less famous little side creatures, which I think is where the Henson shop sort of shines. Absolutely. These kind of adorable little creatures that have little moments in the different shows, and there are a bunch of them from the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. There's a bunch from from a couple of different things, but this one is particularly cool. Kind of a snail-like creature, for lack of a better word.
Yeah, this is called a throshpog.
A throshpog.
Yes,
yeah,
obviously.
Come on.
It's one of the things in the show that has that. blurs the line between flora and fauna.
Okay.
You know, it's alive, but it lives in a tree, and there are many of them in the show. But what's great about this one is that it still has its operational puppeteering handle. So this
just
one really
a simple,
can come to
traditional
life.
handle puppet, which is kind of wonderful. So just right here within the range, we're seeing fully animatronic, kind of simple rod puppet, but look how the head's moving and everything's moving just with that. And then obviously on the podling, just the eyes.
Yes.
Just really, really wonderful. Just really nice touch. And then at all different price points, which again, some of these are on the sort of on our bigger numbers.
I mean, they're works of art. So
yes,
yeah.
and the electronics and whatnot. But there is something, and I know this was very important when we talked to Lisa Henson. I'm sure it was important to Brian Henson. It was important to Karen Falk, who's the head of archives, to have things at all different price points for the fans. So when it comes to especially the sheer amount of stuff that they had from Age of Resistance, there are smaller prop pieces that are certainly going to be starting at more reasonable numbers, and they are wonderful and hilarious. These are something that I've always loved. I hope it's okay to pick these up. These are the Skeksis silverware, basically. They kind of go on the fingers of the Skeksis puppets. And this is how they ate. And of course, when they eat, which are some of the grossest, wonderful scenes in the shows, what do we have here?
Yes, this is one of the many trays with a piece of disgusting former animal, you know, from the world of Thra that they have to eat with. But yes, what's amazing about these things that are at that nice price point is that they're still all handmade by the Creature Shop. So you have, this is, you know, it's the biggest puppet production of all time.
But the work that goes into just this sort of insane sort of, I mean, look at this. I mean, just the desiccated,
all that
whatever.
Detail.
Yes, exactly.
Made by hand.
The hand painting, just the bone within the meat, the skin. I mean, it's really gross, but really wonderful. There's a plate of eyeballs. There's a whole bunch of wonderful
tentacles.
Plates. Yeah, exactly. A little drinking
carafe. So this is an essence vial.
Sorry,
right?
I apologize.
No. So when the Skeksis take the podlings and the gelflings to the Dark Crystal and drain their essence, it goes into one of these. So you see these in the original movie. This is from Age of Resistance, but instantly iconic as from the world of Thra. Very important, very cool to have one of these in the sale.
Beautiful, delicate glass piece, so be careful. I'm scared. I'm going to move it right there. And then we'll end with a kind of a neat weapon. And again, very unique to the world.
So this is the dual glaive, which is kind of one of the MacGuffins of the show, which is they have to find this sword in order to defeat the Skeksis. And right there at the bottom in the show, that's the shard from the crystal.
That's the piece
that then goes into the
and
movie. Yes, it's hidden in this handle. So it's amazing to have this. Rian the puppet, who's voiced by Taron Egerton, he wields this in the battle at the end of it. It's amazing to have this full weapon here.
And just a beautiful design. I mean, I love this sort of, I mean,
all that detailing.
The sort of double sword, if you will.
Yes.
Really kind of just fabulous. Really, really neat. Again, other gelflings, podlings, I don't know who these guys are.
These are all gelflings.
These are our gelflings.
But what's amazing about them is you can see all the different tribes. They all have a different look. They all have a different style, different color scheme.
And again, in the world of Henson, different groups of people trying to exist in a world.
Absolutely. And people from different backgrounds coming together to defeat evil. What could be better than that?
Yeah, and eat some gross arms. So check it all out November 25th. Go to juliensauctions.com to check out the big Henson auction. See you there.